When the vaccine passports were a prospect, whenever I spoke about them, I would laugh or smile because the concept seemed so ridiculous to me. And I know in my heart that New Zealanders will not put up with this. I knew in my heart that they wouldn't. I didn't think that they would at all. And we have.
We've made it clear that those who choose not to be vaccinated may not be able to enjoy some of the things that others can. It's unlikely that exclusion from music festivals or international flights or private premises would be unlawful. Not being able to go out to dinner is simply a consequence of their refusal to be vaccinated. This is not out of a desire to be punitive or out of a lack of tolerance for often genuinely held beliefs, although it will of course nudge some people towards vaccinating.
Like any vaccine and most medicines, there is always going to be an element of risk. People should make the decision about whether to accept the vaccine based on their own circumstances and advice from the doctor. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say.
Well, Christmas is typically a time for family and friends to get together. But what if some of your loved ones aren't vaccinated?
We just bailed on an antenatal group Christmas catch-up because we learned there's an anti-vaxxer in the bunch.
Millie says a couple of other extended family members have not had the Pfizer injection. She, her parents and siblings are talking about whether they make a deal around only mingling with vaccinated people.
Since when has someone else had authority over my body? And it's not being selfish. I've been called selfish, and it's been emotionally very, very traumatising. Friends who've criticised me indirectly actually death-wished me.
There's no doubt that the vaccine is experimental. Pfizer themselves say we don't have any long-term studies on the vaccine's safety or efficacy, and already we're seeing that the effectiveness of the vaccine as variants of COVID-19 emerge becomes less and less.
If one of the flock turns up unvaccinated, should they be turned away? That's the dilemma for churches as they prepare to welcome back physical congregations.
Who's going to be that person at the door that checks certificates and turns people away? It's a really difficult position for churches. I mean, yeah, they could be bouncers or big volunteers or really pastoral people.
I was trying to get into my Catholic church on the Sunday morning in the usual way, and I walked up to the door. They wouldn't let me in. I didn't have a vax pass and a mask on. I wouldn't walk away. They called the police. Something's wrong when a Catholic man in good conscience turns up for the Eucharist and he's denied. That's very serious.
Just sit within the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act and not have that be violated. That's a great concrete starting point. You don't even have to have a discussion about vaccines, efficacy, medical history, anything like that. There's a reason why we brought that in as legislation. There's a reason we have these values as free countries in the world, right? Open societies.
Some public goods can only be enjoyed and obtained collectively.
This is New Zealand from now on.
Now, taken too far, collective rights are used by communist, fascist or theocratic regimes to suppress minorities and individual liberties.
For any other issue, and you are running more than 9 out of 10, more than 90% pro something, and a very small, very fringe element saying it's against it. And I'm starting to wonder if perhaps we could just ignore them and it might go away.
I think there's a choice that people have whether this will be truly divisive or just a blip in the long-term history of their relationships.